Yo, so this is going to be a quick tutorial on the key skip of the final key in Resort, using a skip that you can use to get through this little spike wall right here that I've gotten through. So whenever you get to this room, you're going to be coming in from here, where you do these wall bounces and get up right here. Then you have a little cutscene that plays, and whenever you skip it, I've already watched it so it's not there. Whenever you skip it, you end up right here. And so right here you could go ahead and if you wanted to set up for the trick right away. But because you just got here and you're still technically in this screen, your checkpoint will be back there. So if you fail it a single time, then you'll spawn all the way over there and lose like 10 or more seconds or something like that. So what you can do, and what I'm assuming most people will want to be doing for full runs, is whenever you skip the cutscene, do this, and then just dash back up. And that takes like 2 seconds, you can end up back where you are. And now I have this little checkpoint right here, like you can see, because I came through the screen transition. So now let's talk about the tech required for the trick. So this is a crouching horizontal dash. So this is a horizontal dash, right? And this is the crouch that we're talking about. Here, let me get a better frame. Like that. This is the little crouching animation that Madeline can do with jumps in the air. And this is a smaller hurt box than her normal jump. And that reduces her hurt box down to 4 pixels on her sprite, which is just enough to make it pixel perfectly through this gap that we need to go through. So when we need this crouching animation and a horizontal dash to go through it, what you can do is this animation. Here, I missed it. This animation right here is in the first 4 frames that you input a dash, and I've inputted a downwards dash here. But because I'm still in this animation before the game has decided which way I'm going to go, I can still redirect it. So now I could push left and get a dash to the left like this, even though I started the dash going down. And so in real time, that looks something like this. You can't really tell the difference because it's not visible that she's crouching, because she's in her dashing animation like that. But it's basically kind of like a quarter circle input. You want to push down and dash, like that, and then immediately switch to left. You need to be holding left. So it's quick quarter circle, you can kind of see on my input reader. And that's what it looks like. And since, like I said, you can't really see if you did it right or not, you just need to get a feel for it. And we need to do that through the spike wall. So now we need to set up our jump height so that we're aligned pixel perfectly. So there's a couple things. When you grab on this wall, you just walk up to it and grab it. You need to align yourself 2 pixels higher than I am at the floor position. So 1, 2, here I missed it. 1, 2, alright, I went up 2. And then the little yellow pixel on the bottom left of Madeline's foot that's holding on the wall, at the very bottom corner of her sprite, that pixel is now aligned with the little horizontal black line that you can kind of see on the wall right in front of me. That's a visual cue you can use to see if you're in the right spot. Or if you're just better at tapping them than I am, then you can just count 1 pixel up, 2 pixels up like that. So now I'm in the right spot, and then from here you need to get a max height jump. So holding jump. And then whenever this little bookcase in the background right in front of me, like right in front of Madeline's face in the background, you kind of want to start doing the dash as the top of her sprite reaches the top layer of that bookcase. Like, that was a little late. You want to start the dash, dang, like right there, I guess, sort of. Somewhere around there. You can kind of use that as a visual cue. Obviously, since it's near frame perfect, pixel perfect, it'll be kind of hard. But that's something that you can use as a visual cue. And then in addition to reaching that point, you need to also tap forward a little bit in your jump. So you can see I've moved forward a little bit. This would be a decent positioning for the dash. So you need to do a max height jump and also tap forward a little bit. And this just makes it more likely that you won't die as you're traveling through the spike wall. And then once you're in that position, you need to do the crouching horizontal dash. There was 3 in a row. Here's another one. Yeah, as you can see, once you get the muscle memory down really well, it's still incredibly precise. But you really just have to spend a lot of time getting a feel for it. It's probably one of those tricks that you don't practice it for like a couple minutes and all of a sudden you lose your consistency on it. Kind of similar to Lake Skip, I guess, in that sense. But yeah. And just to show, as you're learning, a couple kind of practical deaths that can happen. I'll show you a bunch of different ways that you can die, and then say the reason that you messed them up. So, first of all, if you die like this, that's because the tap that you did to the left you held for too long before doing the dash. So that's an easy one to tell. This death right here, if you just dash into that dust bunny, that means that you did most likely not get the crouching horizontal dash. So you probably just did a horizontal dash, but dropped the down input when doing it. And that's one of the most common ways to do it. That death right there, you can actually get through the gap, but die just before the end. The most likely reason for this death to happen is because you did the dash correctly and actually align yourself pixel perfectly for the trick, but you didn't get the tap to the left. It is possible to get this without tapping to the left for the jump, but it only ever happens to me when I don't. So I'm pretty sure that's the reason why that death happens, and if not, it does prevent it from happening to you. So that's the reason why I have the left tap included in the setup, because it prevents bonking your head at the very end there. And yeah, that's about it. Then you can just go on to the end and get a new ILPB.